Hi everybody, I'm Wish, and I sporadically make videos about whatever. I was doing pregnancy vlogs for a while on this channel, and then I switched to another channel. There was some interfamily stuff going on that I wanted to kind of avoid, but it's been resolved. The baby's been born and is doing really well, you know, a typical baby. Strong, healthy, meeting developmental milestones, all that good stuff. And I just wanted to kind of come on and give you guys an update on how my life has been going. All right. So during the time when I was making those pregnancy vlogs, there was some conflict between myself and the father of my baby. And that conflict has been resolved. He's proven himself to be a good father and a good partner. We are back together. We have our own apartment now, thanks to a friend of ours. It's close to work. I'm expected to work from home, and I'm expected to work in office a few days a week. I'm doing pretty well with that. Sometimes it's a little bit overwhelming, but I am getting my exercise because we live on the 3rd floor, and that's great. The baby is crying. I'd better actually take care of that. Hold on. Yeah, hi guys. Sorry, he's hungry. I was pumping while I was talking to y'all. I'm gonna fix his bottle, so give me a sec. How about I just bring y'all with me? I'm trying to tell him that he's gonna get fed soon, but unfortunately babies do not understand. They just understand the bottle is not in my mouth right now, and I'm mad about it. They don't understand the bottle is coming soon, and mommy is working on it. The reason I'm carrying him around is because he needs to kind of be occupied and be moving, and I don't think he'll accept his swing right now. So I just put him in the sling here, or, you know, I call it the wham maker because he cries whenever I put him in it, but he was already crying, so. I'm holding a pacifier in his mouth with one hand. He was in the hospital for a month. Hi, sweetheart. Yes, yes. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay. Lucius, come on. I know. Okay, I need to get this bottle top off so I can give you your milk. Okay? I know you don't like it. I know. You're like, there's no milk coming out of this pacifier, Mom. I understand that. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Okay, you take it. See, I'm holding the pacifier in with one hand. Hey, buddy boy. Hey, buddy boy. Buddy boy. And, you know, theoretically, they're supposed to like these because it's supposed to make them feel close to their mothers, but he's okay once he's in it, but when I put him in it, he's like, Mom, why? So that's one thing I'm adjusting to. Yeah. Oh, no, the pacifier's gone. Oh, no, the pacifier's gone. What are we going to do? Oh, no. Oh, no, what's this? Is this your food? Is this your bottle? Yeah. There was a time when I had to, like, I didn't have time to pump, but he needed to be fed, so I had to just feed him cold formula, and Loki wasn't happy about it. I was at my dad's, and Loki was here, you know, resting, because, you know, dads need a day off, too. Loki wasn't happy about it, but Lucius will take cold milk and cold formula, so. Anyway, hi, cutie face. Look at that. Oh, my goodness. Okay, yeah, I know this angle's awkward. Just keep drinking. It's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's okay. I have never fed him like this before, so this is a first for me. No, usually he's cradled in my arms or he's sitting in Loki's lap while one of us is feeding him. This is entirely new, entirely uncharted territory, but he seems to be tolerating it okay. Basically, the reason that I switched to a different channel was because Loki had told me that some of his family members were watching me and implied that they didn't really like what they saw and implied that they were going to try to take my baby from me. I did not like that very much, but I didn't want to just stop making content. He doesn't like being fed in the wham maker, guys. Okay, so yeah, I didn't really want to stop creating content. I didn't want to stop updating people, so I just switched. And he does this thing where no matter how I feed him, it's wrong. And he does this regularly, so... Look at how I'm feeding him. See, he likes his daddy. He really likes his daddy. And he, tolerates me sometimes. He was pretty into trying to impress or make nice or stay nice with certain family members on his side whom he thought would be helping us out with the baby. A couple of my friends who don't really know him all that well, didn't particularly like him, but they started helping us out anyway, hence, you know, the apartment. And we also have subscriptions to diapers, wipes, and food thanks to those friends. It made him realize that these people that he was trying so hard and struggling so hard to stay on good terms with and trying to get them to like me, that it wasn't really worth it because they weren't acting like family should act, whereas my friends were. They did eventually help a little bit with something that he asked for, but he had to like ask and ask and ask and ask and ask and kind of bend over backwards to provide content related to our child. Because he had said that his relatives were watching me, like they were watching my channel, implied that they didn't really like what they saw. I decided to just move my content to a different channel, and now I just don't really care that much because it's my life. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to create. Okay, and as far as I'm concerned, we're living our lives. There's a little bit of baby content scattered here and there. I try to keep most of it in this private group that's specifically for that. Number one, I don't want to bombard my child-free friends with, here's a baby, there's a baby, and another little baby, fuzzy baby, funny baby, baby, dot. If they're not really interested in seeing everything that goes on with our child. And that's perfectly valid. Before I had my kid, I would see friends who, like, all they ever posted about was their baby, and I was like, oh my god, do you have anything else to talk about? Like, oh my god, I get it, you pushed out a human. And I don't really want people seeing my life like that because I do have other things going on. I have work from home and in the office. My father has expressed concern that I might be spreading myself too thin, and Loki has expressed that concern as well, especially since I opened up my commission shop on coffee and I partnered with a friend's Etsy, and so I'm working very hard doing various things all the time, but that's just kind of what I'm used to. Like, I'm used to being productive, okay, and that wasn't going to change once I had a baby. Yes, once he starts, you know, walking around and getting into everything, I am going to have to put my craft supplies on the high shelf so that he can't get to them. But once he's a certain age, I will also be able to teach him how to use those crafts. And then he'll be able to make stuff for himself and his friends. And I think that'll be really nice. I think that'll be an activity that we can enjoy together. And I'm actually really looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to when he gets older. Like, he's adorable now, don't get me wrong. But I'm really looking forward to when he gets to be older and we can communicate and he can come and, you know, do projects with mommy. The air quality outside is really bad. I actually had to go back to my dad's and get my inhaler, and I feel like my voice quality is declining, which is kind of bad because one of my hobbies is voice acting and another one of my hobbies is singing, so I kind of need my vocal cords, which means I probably shouldn't be making like 20-minute videos all the time talking about stuff. But anyway, I did have to take off of work for a week during one of the fires that was going around. I think it was the one before the glass fire. My boss was not happy about it, and then I was not happy about her not being happy about it because, you know, I came back from maternity leave early. I didn't take maternity leave until the day I went into labor. I at least try to be hardworking. I'm not sure if I succeed. I don't know how my performance review is going to look this year. I am interested in not burning myself out and also not letting my company down. A lot of the time I'm tired, I just want to relax, and Loki has no problem with me just chilling out and doing my own thing, and I'm very grateful for that. And he also chills out and does his own thing a lot. So after I had the baby, I lost a whole lot of weight, and that weight did not stay off. Like, I had assumed that because I'm pumping that I wouldn't retain weight, and that was a mistake. So basically, when I was in the hospital, I was walking a lot. Like, this was after I was discharged, but before Lucius was, and we were still like living in the hospital for a month. Okay, and we had to walk a little while to get to the cafeteria. We had to walk to get to the NICU, and then the CVICU, and then the patient care unit. So we were walking around the hospital, and I just had like 2 big meals a day. So I dropped a lot of weight and I was really excited about that. But then, you know, we come back and we're living in the apartment and eating basically whatever's to hand. We went to Smart and Final and kind of went crazy. Not everything we bought was as healthy as it could have been. I get my blood results back from my new PCP. It turns out that my health has declined a bit. I don't have COVID, but I do have high cholesterol and high blood sugar. So I put myself back on my blood sugar medicine, which, you know, I was taking it the whole time that the baby was inside me, so I figure it's safe for breastfeeding. Cholesterol medicine, I'm a bit conflicted about that because my doctor checked with the OB who said it was safe for breastfeeding. However, the label says do not use if you're breastfeeding. So I don't really know what to do about that because I'm pumping. He went to breast when he was born before he went into surgery, but then after surgery they put him on a feeding tube and then transitioned him to a bottle, and then he's never retransitioned back to the breast. I'm okay with that because from the bottle I can see exactly how much he's eating per feed, whereas with the breast I don't know. And I know that the breast is like the more natural way, but I feel as long as he's getting breast milk and as long as he's getting, you know, a certain amount of breast milk per feed, he's fine. Okay. And also, because I'm pumping and not breastfeeding, I can continue feeding him breast milk essentially as long as I want to. Like, once he starts eating solids, I can give him like applesauce and a sippy cup of milk. That may be a bit controversial. I actually don't really keep up with these things. So, other interpersonal drama. I kind of like waited till the end of this because I wanted to like bore y'all with the baby stuff first. Some of y'all may know that I had this girlfriend and we were open and we had this kind of intense dynamic. We kind of brought out the worst in each other. Yeah, we ended up breaking up over, we disagreed about a pretty serious issue, and she was kind of picking on one of my friends whom this issue affected personally. I remember that they both, on my birthday weekend when I was chilling out, both texting me asking me to get the other one to back off, and I ended up siding with the friend who was affected by this issue. Ex-girlfriend really didn't like that, said that, you know, even though it affected my friend and even though it affected me, basically we should just get over it and learn how to be neutral or something to that effect. The topic was date rape, by the way. There's certain ways you can approach that, and I don't feel that the way that she approached it was very good. I, having like the worst temper when it comes to certain things, ended up making a call-out post on Facebook with drama that had occurred between us. So I got my feelings out, and then I kind of just like let it go unless something came up that reminded me of it. Meanwhile, she tagged me in a post several months later about how she was in therapy and her therapist actually validated her. She was working on her issues. Meanwhile, people like me only saw the worst in her, and I responded with warmth. Said I was proud of her for working on her issues and things because I'm actually a huge advocate for people who are mentally ill getting well. Alright, that's something that I've had to deal with as well. She responded via email, kind of just went off on me, even though she was the one that started the conversation in the first place. Said, you know, she didn't care if I was proud of her, and TLDR, I'm a horrible person, and I did such and such a thing that made her feel such and such a way. One example being this time when my father was in the hospital and I asked her to come stay with me, and she had a date with her boyfriend that she was prioritizing, and I was very emotional about it because my father was in the hospital. She told me how I had made her feel with my reaction. I decided to mostly ignore her. I just asked her if she still wanted to use my Kindle and Nook and etc. And she said yes, so I gave her, you know, the information for that so that she could read like all the free books that I get on a regular basis. You know, I thought things would, you know, simmer out and they'd be okay between us. Anyway, I remember being all kinds of emotional when I found out I was pregnant. And I remember most people were really cool about it. They congratulated me, you know, whatever they may have thought in private, they were polite to me publicly. or, you know, to my face. There were two exceptions to this. One was that ex-girlfriend, and the other one was Loki's stepmother. They were both quite rude to me about it. Basically, both insinuated that I would be a horrible parent, that they felt sorry for my child. The gist of it is that I'm a terrible person and I'll be a terrible mother, have no boundaries, etc., 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 blah, blah, blah. One of them has apologized since, and I was waffling about whether or not to accept it. Like, at first I was like, oh yeah, sure, I'll accept it, yeah, and then later I was emotional. It was postpartum, and I was like, I don't want to accept it because she was mean and my feelings are really hurt. Blah, blah, blah. Recently I found out that my ex is still trying to guilt trip our mutual friends into dropping me as a friend. She's still trying to bully them, which makes my partner's stepmom seem much more mature in comparison, because she at least was willing to, you know, mend fences, be the kind of person that can, you know, forgive and extend grace and all of that. I just don't want to risk inviting in more drama down the line. So right now I'm kind of just being cautious about who I'm letting into my baby's life. But I do appreciate that she had the maturity. Now I'm a little more leaning towards accepting it, because it's the polite and gracious and adult thing to do, and I don't want to be petty. So what my ex is doing still, even though we broke up like almost 2 or almost 3, I don't remember how many years ago, is being passive aggressive and whining at our mutual friends about how, like, she told them not to talk to me anymore because I'm her abuser. And she's using abuser as a buzzword to elicit certain emotions from the people that she's talking to. I do have anxiety, and I do react, you know, when somebody triggers my anxiety, I do react with anger outbursts, and that is something that I am currently in counseling to try to correct. I'm not able to medicate at this time because I'm breastfeeding. Poor Loki has had to deal with so much from me. After I had the baby, I was just, every day I was crying about something, and he just kind of got used to it. And now it's like every so often we'll have a disagreement, and I may or may not have an anxiety attack over it, or over something going wrong in the household. Although Loki's never at risk and our son is never at risk, she was aware that certain things make me very anxious and certain things, you know, make me react that way. But she would do those things, elicit that reaction, and then go and play the victim about it and claim that I was abusing her. It just seems like if you know somebody has anxiety, maybe don't do things that make them anxious and then accuse them of being an abuser. So I had told her things about my past that she would ignore for her narrative, and then I would bring those things back up and she'd be like, oh honey, I never meant to hurt you, but then turn around and go, you just need to get over it. Specifically, when I was in college, I was date raped by someone that I was involved with at the time, you know, and I brought up, you know, the reasons why I didn't have the emotional energy to go through with bringing him to trial and all of that stuff. And she just said, well, you just need to get over it so that you can agree with me and be on my side. Basically, she was white knighting for an actor that she had a crush on who had been accused of sexual misconduct. There were a lot of sources speaking out about him, but she just said, oh, well, I'm going to be neutral because there's no proof. Myself and my sibling-in-law kind of spoke out about that and corrected her as, you know, nicely as possible, and she just like kept attacking and trying to, you know, make it seem like our experiences weren't valid. Okay. And that is why we broke up. Meanwhile, when our friends, our mutual friends, chose to be neutral about the conflict that we were in, chose not to get involved with our personal drama, and chose not to side one way or the other, she got offended with them because they were still talking to me. For somebody who touts neutrality, that's not really, you know, putting your money where your mouth is. She's still trying to bully people out of associating with me. I haven't really told anybody don't talk to this person or anything like that. I haven't told anybody that, like, if you still associate with this person, then you're a traitor to me. But I have noticed that some of my friends who are closer to her have dropped me. You know, that's up to them. I'm not telling them how to live their lives. Although I might start an advice channel and actually tell people how to live their lives. I hear those are actually pretty popular. I might be able to get monetized for that. No, but in all seriousness, I'm not comfortable telling people to choose between me or choose between somebody that I was close to. And I feel like it's a very immature way. It's a really good way to lose friendships. It's a very immature thing to do, and for somebody who wants everybody to agree with and fawn over her, not really how you go about it. What's ironic is that, you know, I'm a mother now. I don't really have a lot of, and I feel really bad when, because of the pandemic and people not really being able to go out and hang out with each other as much, and they're feeling lonely, they feel like nobody really checks in with them, and I feel bad that I don't have the emotional energy to, like, check in with everybody and be like, hey, how are you doing, you know? And then if I just check in with them right after I see that kind of status, then it seems like, oh, I forgot about them until they posted that status. But no, like, I do want to go to each and every one of my friends and say, hey, how are you doing? You know, I hope you're doing okay, and let them know that if they want to talk, they can talk to me. However, I can't promise that I'm going to be emotionally available to talk to everybody. But I do want everybody to be doing okay, and that's a dilemma. I find it ironic that my network is growing and that people are mostly choosing to stay friends with me, or at least stay neutral towards me. I'm actually really grateful that I'm getting a lot of the help that I need. I feel like I'm not doing as well as I want to be doing, but Loki says I'm just judging myself too harshly, and because that didn't used to be his opinion of me, I kind of have to believe him. I'm gonna leave my coffee and the Etsy shop that I've partnered with in the description. No pressure, but if you want to commission something, please feel free to do so. I'm leaving that open as an option. I am looking forward to making some new things for people. I want to make some rubber band chokers. Basically, things are going pretty well, and I'm grateful for everything. We're reasonably happy, healthy. The interpersonal drama, I just find it really strange. I don't feel like it's necessary to drag everybody down with you. If you feel betrayed by certain friends talking to somebody that you feel has hurt you, that's not something you need to be bullying and confrontational about, especially since I'm not really comfortable doing that. Like, the person that I mentioned that assaulted me in college, we do have mutual friends, and I have not demanded that those friends drop that person. I just don't have the energy to police people's social life. I'm gonna set off with that. Cheers, everyone. Sorry for the awkwardness.